Hello, and thanks for stopping by. This is Yars Revenge for the Atari 2600, and I'm playing this game from a cartridge on a Retron 77. Yars Revenge was an Atari 2600 staple. When I was a kid, this game was everywhere. I remember this game for a few different reasons. First, it just feels unique and different for an Atari game. It's simple, like most Atari 2600 games, and the goal is basically to just break down a shield and destroy an enemy. That's it. There are some rules that govern the gameplay, of course, but fundamentally that's what Yars Revenge is. This is one of those games that, at least to me, has a really memorable cover. I know most Atari games sold themselves on their cover art. It usually wasn't about the graphics or the gameplay, mostly because video games were new to home consoles. I think expectations were lower. Anyway, the graphic for the game cartridge and the case were of a giant metallic-looking insect, a fly of some sort flying towards the viewer. At a quick glance, it's just a bug. But if you look at it a little closer, you can see although it appears to be a fly, it's a fly that appears to be in outer space, is robotic, and is shooting energy balls from its mouth and blasts from a Gatling gun in one of its arms. So, not a bug, but an alien of some sort. First, I want to talk a little bit about confusion I have with the game's title. It's called Yars Revenge, the apostrophe after the S. So, you're not playing the character of Yar, it's Yar plural and possessive, so this is about the revenge of all the Yars. There was a comic book that shipped with the game to help explain the game a little bit, but I don't have my hands on one. So it goes like this. You're piloting an insect-like spaceship, a Yar, against an enemy ship called a Quotile. The Quotile has a shield in front of it. There are two different levels, and the shield is different for each level. One shield stays stable in front of the Quotile, and you shoot it apart like in Space Invaders. And the other one is a scrolling type of a wave shield. Maybe that's not an exact description, but you'll understand it when you start to destroy one. It's actually kind of clever to have a shield scroll like that. You can fly all over the screen, and if you go up or down off screen, you wrap around the other side. This can be useful, but also confusing if you can't adjust to the new orientation quick enough. Still, it's important to know. Let's talk about the offense of the Quotile. He shoots two items at you. First, there is a slow-moving missile that tracks you around the map. Your first goal is to avoid this missile. Also, the Quotile charges and fires a swirling disc at you every now and then. The disc can kill you anywhere on screen if it hits you. The missile, however, can only kill you if it touches you when you're outside of the neutral zone. The neutral zone is that weird streak of flickering colors in the middle of the screen. When you're in this area, you're safe from the missile. But you also can't fire your cannon while you're in here, so you'll find yourself ducking in and out of this zone frequently. Once again, the swirling disc can kill you if you're in here. Okay, so we have to dodge two types of offense from the Quotile. At the same time, you need to destroy the Quotile's shield, and you can shoot him with your Zorlon cannon after you do that. Your standard cannon shot will chip away at the shield as you fire, but you can also fly up and just push into the shield and eat it piece by piece. Eating the shield will charge your Zorlon cannon. If there's no shield left to eat, just touching the Quotile will charge your Zorlon cannon too. Once this cannon is charged by eating the shield or touching the Quotile, you will see a charge flickering on the left side of the screen. When it's charged, when you press the fire button, it's going to shoot the cannon. This cannon shoots a bolt straight, and it can kill you if you run into it, so pay attention. If you hit the Quotile with this cannon shot, you win the stage, and then the level resets to the opposite variant, which is the exact same thing, but with the other type of shield for the Quotile. Then it's just rinse and repeat. Also, after a while, the missile speeds up to increase the game difficulty. I suppose it's relatively monotonous overall, but I used to play it a ton as a kid. It was always fun for a few rounds and a good game to pass around the room. There are some variants on the game, and there are some two-player modes. One variant, the Zorlon cannon shot, will bounce off the Quotile's shield and you have to dodge it as it bounces back at you. I think the most interesting variant, though, is the Ultimate Yars game, and that's game 6 or 7. It's about the Zorlon cannon. You have to charge it different. You have to first bounce the Yar off the left of the screen, then you have to make the cannon appear by eating the shield, then you have to touch the Quotile, and then you gotta catch a cannon shot after it bounces off the shield. It's the most confusing game of the bunch, and it is interesting. Usually, though, I just play the default game. There are some other interesting parts of the game as well. There is an Easter egg of the programmer's initials in the game you can unlock, and the neutral zone, apparently, is just the game code, altered, and they make it flicker down the screen. I guess it was a code glitch of some type that helped the game visually appear to display more graphics than a normal Atari game should. The developer also went on to program Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. for the Atari 2600. I have both of those games, and I'll probably get to them eventually. Anyway, that's all for this one. Thanks for stopping by to take a look.